The earliest memory of my father is him walking in on Christmas Day, crushing my Dr. X underneath his boot, and then threatening to blow up the house.
Come on, guys, let's go shoot a movie! The world is ours!
My name is Alex Taylor. I'm 36 weeks old and my mother is telling me of all the hardships I will face. My father sits in his armchair. He is a shadow. This is how I will always remember him. As a shadow.
If you don't mind.
Yeah, go for it, mate.
Yeah, they don't rhyme.
It's fine, doesn't matter.
I am not my father. In twisted mirror image his anger rages and reaches out for me. I am not my father. Through ugly, unfair and all, hate so strong enough to strangle air from my lungs. I am not my father. In tortured brain I am hidden inside his hideous ideals, his mind open and full of distrust. I am not my father. He hated himself, and I hate him. I am not my father, I repeat forever.
Pretty powerful stuff.
If you say so.
Yeah, no, it's pretty...
A drunk, abusive alcoholic controlled my early life. For the first 10 years I would act as witness to 100 crimes and thousands of acts of violent domestic and psychological abuse.
What's up? Come through. That was one of the funniest things about my father. Even as a child, I had no idea what his job was. I believe he worked for some division of the council. Oh, and I do know at some point that he worked picking up emergency phone calls from old women. He used to drink on the job, so no, he didn't really have any skills particularly. He's 9 years older than my mother, which by today makes him coming up to 60 years old, I believe. In terms of my own actual memory, the earliest memory of my father is him walking in on Christmas Day, crushing my Dr. X underneath his boot, and then threatening to blow up the house.
So, in that figure as a father, did the roles change as far as other siblings were concerned?
In kind of looking back on it, none of us had a good time. My mother went through 20 odd years of sexual and mental abuse, and physical abuse, and my elder brother especially was just the amount of sheer pressure that was put on him from about 15 years old. Just like a guardian, like some kind of protector, like someone who had to fill a role that had never, I don't know, that had never even really been there. But it was something that I think all of us needed, and I think it was something that Tom and me needed especially. But Tom had to jump into that role, and I had to over the years come to terms with the fact that I didn't have a father. I never once saw that in my entire life. I never once saw that. I mean, that's the thing, it seems as if almost, kind of, I don't know, maybe he didn't start off too bad. It's horrible to say, but I can't help but get a certain pang of jealousy when I say that. It's just, you know, he looks like a father. Yeah, it's weird. I can barely get a sense of, you know, I can barely get a sense of who my father was from these photos. They don't tell me anything. It's difficult to conjure up sort of, I don't know, it's difficult to conjure up anything. It's hard enough looking at photos of you know, my childhood and not remembering it, and it's
fucking difficult to look at photos of a man I never knew, who happens to look like a man I did know. It's like there's something. It's like there's something missing. It's like the middle pages of a book that have been pulled clean out. So you have the beginning and you have the end, but you don't have the middle. I don't have the middle. I don't know why. I don't know why. I know who he was. I kind of know when things happened, but I don't know the why of anything.
In December 2001, after only living away from my father for a year, we received our final call from the West Midlands Police Force. My father had killed my half-brother Robert, his firstborn son.
Any problems would be the problems that we have because of my father, or the problems that he'd given us. And so it was on Boxing Day 2001 that my mother told me that my father had murdered my half-brother Robert, that he'd stabbed him straight through the heart with a knife. We sat there for hours just crying, because my half-brother had been such a steady presence in my life.
What happened to your dad after the incident?
Yeah, obviously he was put on trial. He attempted to, I believe in the end the court ruled in favour of self-defence and also diminished responsibility due to his state of inebriation. In the end he was tried for manslaughter, not murder. He was sentenced for 3 years and he was out in 2. For murdering his son, he spent 2 years in prison.
How do you feel knowing that your dad's maybe still alive and still about? What do you get from that?
In 20 years I have found some comfort. Friendship. Telling jokes, fucking around, just to see the smiles. More importantly, to be able to share those smiles.
Nice to see you.
Nice to see you, but my dick's still warm. We killed the dinosaurs, me fucking your mother.
Can you be cold, Batman? Could you be cold?
In the end, it is my friends that get me through. Through idle conversations, jokes that last, jokes that don't, arguments about small things, forgiveness. I could forgive them of anything, because having them here and being there for them is all and everything to me. I am Alexander James Taylor, but I won't be for much longer.
It was different. That was a different experience for me, anyway. It wasn't. I mean, I've heard it before, but I haven't heard certain details and certain little stories. But yeah, it was really intense, and I think it's good that you basically spilled your heart out in a way.
It's an interesting insight into someone who's got such an outgoing and funny personality to and that's so often the case with people who've gone through horrible things like that, is that come out the other end just probably a better person for proof. Yeah.
For Alex, this is a healing process. Yeah. Totally.
Is that how you felt?
Yeah.
It's been good, man. How's your experience?
My experience was lovely. I met many new friends. It was fantastic. I have many abilities. If you need to hire me for a reappraisal on your housing or to perform in your amateur dramatic society's production of Othello, I will be great as any character or all of them. So please do give me a call. 07 559 678 7 sevens and an 89. Thank you. 7 sevens.
I was about to say, is that your real number? But
I think it is.
Yeah,
Should we go get
20
Sprite?
numbers.
Bye.